Pope changes Catholic law to criminalize the sexual abuse of adults by priests. Pope Francis has reformed Catholic Church law to specifically criminalize the sexual abuse of adults by priests who abuse their power. The law acknowledges that adults, not only children, can be victimized by priests who abuse their authority. The changes also say that lay people holding church positions, such as school principals or parish economists, can be punished for abusing minors and adults. The new rule, which is set to take effect on December 8th, also eliminates much of the discretion that long allowed bishops and religious superiors to overlook or hide the abuse, making clear those in positions of authority will be held accountable if they fail to properly investigate or sanction predatory priests. The Reverend Davide Cito, a lawyer at the Pontifical Holy Cross University, said that the broadness of the law, quote, allows it to protect many people who might not fundamentally fall under the strict definition of vulnerable, but are nonetheless deserving of protection.
Okay, I'm gonna take the glass half empty side of this. First of all, the title is very, I know what it actually is saying, but it just reads very badly. It just seems like, yeah, I know. I'm not going to criticize the title, but like really, like they had to clarify that, like the whole point, like the fact that abuse is wrong needed to, like, it took them how many goddamn years to get to the point where, like, oh yeah, sexually abusing people, bad. Like, these are the people that are supposed to be the moral guide for humanity, and it took them 2,000 fucking years to finally come to the conclusion, like, that sexual abuse is wrong. Like, well, congratulations. What? Like, am I missing something here? Rivka, go on.
Well, I think what they're saying is that we're actually going to do something about it. Like, you know, and what I think in terms of, and the doing thing that they're going to do is not actually really anything. It's just the statement, it's wrong. Now, see, we've done that. But what I think is interesting is the point where they're saying, you know, people can be held accountable and sanctioned for, you know, abusing children, you know, lay people. Yeah, because this is what the thing that I don't understand. It's that they're basically saying, well, we're going to follow the law, because those people are held accountable whether you say it's right or wrong or not, or whether you say anything, because that is a crime and the state has an interest in protecting kids. So not only is it a crime against a child or an adult, but it's a crime against the state. The state can bring prosecution charges in certain things. You don't even have to, some cases, you know? So I feel like this is a nothing burger, but yet it also is sort of them saying, like, okay, all right, you know, we got to say it's bad. We got to say it's wrong. So we're saying it.
Wait, so...
And that's good in some aspect, I guess.
It's only good in this aspect that, like, well, I mean, at least one aspect of it is this is an official admission that they haven't been following the law until now, no?
Or that priests abuse people.
Yeah, but the fact that they didn't have it on the books that this is wrong means that they, like, until now, they weren't treating it like it was a crime.
Exactly.
So, yeah, again, the people who claim to be the leading institution and for when it comes to moral values, the model that the whole world needs to be looking at as recognizing what's right and what's wrong is so far behind everybody else that only now they got up to the point. And this is an official admission that this was not criminalized. Sexually abusing people was not criminal until now. This is an admission by them. So, like, how is this not seen? Like, if you're a Catholic, how do you not look at this and you're like, well, you guys are like hundreds of years behind everyone else. Why am I looking at you guys when it comes to a role model, or when it comes to answers to good and bad, like what is wrong and what is allowed? Why am I following you guys? You guys are behind everyone else. Like, I don't understand how could you be a Catholic and look at this and be like, oh yeah, I'm still gonna remain a Catholic? Why? Anyways, Suze, do you have anything?
Yeah, so I just want to touch on one thing. So these new guidelines remove the discretion given to bishops and other church leaders that allowed for offenders to sidestep accountability and church authorities to cover up abuse. The new law makes it clear that the failure to investigate and punish offending priests will have consequences, and seeks to speed up a process that victims and their advocates have criticized as lengthy and cumbersome. What took them so fucking long? It doesn't make any sense. And not to mention the fact that this doesn't even go into effect until December. So we still got to like ride out another 6 months. Why the wait?
Get your abuses out of the way before December.
Yeah, like I don't understand why it just can't be effective now. Like this is what we're doing effective Monday morning or whatever.
This isn't like legislation where we got to figure out, okay, we need to get this. Like what?
No, and it almost seems like it's giving. Yeah.
Just shut it down. Just shut it. You guys have failed. You guys cannot unite. You guys are the Vatican is a failed state. Just shut it down. Get the police. The Italian government should recognize this as a failed state and just raid the whole thing. Just shut it down. By the way, is this also an admission that there's protection for abuse? Like they're like, oh, we're no longer going to be protecting people who abuse priests who are sexually abusing other people. We're from December, we're not going to protect them anymore. So this is an official admission by the church that like this is not the enemies of the church. This is the church itself saying that we for 2,000 years we have been protecting this organization that you have been donating money to, has used your money to protect priests, from paying the consequences of sexually abusing other people. This is an official admission by them.
And I also think it's crazy
that they don't punish people who actively participate in the cover-up.
And the admission is that, oh, well, you never thought it was wrong until this moment as well. Like for people that maybe are not paying attention to some of the news, I know that my mother was shocked beyond belief when a lot of these priest scandals came, because she just never knew about any of that. So people are going to be saying, what? It wasn't wrong before? It took until 2021 for you to officially say abusing people is wrong and covering up the abuse is wrong and you shouldn't do it?
I would also like to highlight a very salient point made by Hemant Mehta on his blog on this. And this is very important to bring up. Quote, the rules also say nothing about contacting secular authorities. So a priest is accused of abuse against a minor or an adult, may lose his role in the church, but there's no guarantee that he will face any actual measure of justice. And I thought that was an incredibly important point that Hemant Mehta brought up, that there is no legitimacy given to contacting non-church authorities in these new canon laws. So there is busted by Hemant, says Doorknob-Head. And so, you know, this is Catholic canon law. So this is what will happen to these perpetrators within the Catholic Church. Okay, this is faith law. Okay, this isn't man-made law. Okay, so I mean, it is man-made, but it's not the rule of man, so to speak. So it says nothing about actually holding these abusers accountable in the actual countries and communities that they live in.
or
So
following the law where they live.
They could still go abuse other people outside of the Catholic community, as long as secular authorities are not made aware of this person's actions. It's horrible. Secular Rarity is saying, no way. Why the fuck did they even do this? Seriously? They just said, yep, we hide abusers and we aren't going to actively do that anymore, but we might not tell anyone. Basically.
So we're not going to hide our abusers anymore, and but we're not going to stop these abusers from doing this to all kinds of other people outside of our church community.
Honestly, if you're a Catholic, I want to talk like you have no shame if you're still a Catholic, especially if you donate to the church. Like, if you are donating to the Catholic Church, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed. You are actively spending money on protecting abusers. That's what you're doing. Oh God.
Okay,
I don't understand.
Armin, what if there's a Catholic who it's their kink that you shame them for donating to the Catholic Church?
No, don't make fun of this. This is not good. This is all right. Yeah.
I have Catholic shame. I can make jokes like that.
Go find somebody with an OnlyFans account, and they will take care of it.
You know what I can't figure out? That crimes against children are considered, wrong, taboo across all kinds of different cultures. Even in prison, there's honor among these murderers and rapists and thieves. That people who commit crimes against children they're not part of their group. They actually will physically harm them. So, and there's all these people that use the crime against children to whip up fervor. In particular, we saw some of that, with the Pizzagate and the Q and all these things, because everyone thinks it's a terrible thing. But why has that not happened to the church? What is it that it's got to be religious privilege? It's got to be blindness to religiosity. I don't understand it, because people have used children and crimes against children as a way to really move the needle on things, or force people to acknowledge it in a more open way. It took them all this time to just say, yeah, it's bad. Like, it's mind-blowing to me.
Very true.
I was just looking at the bell.
The shame bell.
Yeah, I'm just looking at online to see how much I could buy a bell. So I have a shame bell for
you can
our
use
show.
your singing bowl. Can you knock something against that?
It's not a bell. It has to be a bell. I'm going to have a bell. I'm going to one day have a bell here.
It's worth investing in that.
It's worth investing. It's a little bit pricey. Guys, donate so I have enough money for a nice shame bell.
A shame bell.
Yes.
Herman, you should get a gong, like a little gong. And just,
but it's not the meme. It's not the meme. It's not the bell from Game of Thrones. It has to be a bell.
Oh, I never watched the show, so sorry. I guess I'm not getting this cultural pop reference.
It's okay. You're not getting it. It's also a boomer meme, so that fits well. All right, can we clap for
Bro, I'm Generation X. We are the hippest, coolest. Yeah. We don't give an F about anything, generation.
Okay, Rivka, let them know. No. Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter. Link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe. Link in the description below.